to represent today, and I'm truly humbled by the opportunity to stand up here with all of you. For some people, Veterans Day is just another one of those days where school's off, banks might be closed, and some people don't have to go to work. It falls into that same category as Labor Day or Columbus Day, where you can plan a little bit more for some 3-day weekend getaway. But that's not what it means to me, and I'm certain that that's not what it means to everyone else here in this room today. So thank you all for taking the time to come out here and support and honor the veterans community, not just for Thrive Snack, but for the nation as well. I also think it's important to note that Veterans Day falls in line with the U.S. Marine Corps birthday. Now, I'm not exactly sure what Congress had in mind when they tied Veterans Day so closely to the Marine Corps birthday. My first guess, like everyone else's, was probably because they thought Marines were simply the best service. Or perhaps they knew Marines would celebrate their birthday with a little bit more aggression than everybody else, and they needed an extra day to recover, so they gave us the next day. Either way, this holiday weekend always has an extra special meaning for me, not just because it's the Marine Corps birthday, because it is Veterans Day weekend, and we get to honor all soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Coast Guardsmen as well. And so as I thought long and hard about what this parade is all about, it struck me that the simplicity of it is right in the name itself. This parade is about Veterans Day, and this parade is about Thrive Snack, two communities that are incredibly near and dear to my heart. Veterans Day is the day that we honor those who served in our nation's armed forces. We honor the sacrifices and the choices they made to put their country and its mission before themselves. And Thrive Snack has a distinguished history of providing men and women to fight our country's battles whenever that call was made. My grandfathers, both of them, enlisted in the Navy during World War II, the exact same day. We actually have their boot camp photo right in our kitchen. During Vietnam, this neighborhood lost several sons to a very difficult war. And I've had the honor to speak with men like Pat Devine and Tom Laughlin, and listen to some of their experiences that words cannot do justice to, no matter how hard you try. And more recently, this neighborhood has sent sons and daughters to Iraq and Afghanistan to fight a war that began here in this city on September 11, 2001. And so while we are here to talk about Veterans Day, I think it's important to take a minute to honor all those who put themselves in harm's way to defend something greater than themselves. So thank you also to the men and women of the NYPD and the FDNY for their daily sacrifices as well. There's an obvious sense of brotherhood and camaraderie that exists between police and fire departments in the armed forces. And I think it's most obviously a common sense of purpose. On September 11, 2001, this community lost several firemen and police officers. And just like any team, when some teammates have to take a knee, the rest of the team steps up and finishes the fight. And I know whenever I deployed, I would always bring FDNY and NYPD shirts and patches to give out to the Marines in my unit. And the Marines absolutely loved wearing them whenever they went out, because it was a reminder of who started this war and what greater purpose we were fighting for every day. And that greater sense of purpose and love of country, coupled with the love of guy or girl next to you, can make people do incredible things. It will make people run through walls of bullets or run into burning buildings to take that fight.